Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk, and I'm reaching out to my Netty 115 students because I know Monday we got a streaming session coming up. So I wanted to get in here and deal with a few questions that was asked of me via email. Okay, so a couple of things that's important right now. We are coming up to what they call the drop dates. Remember, if you haven't logged into your course and you haven't did some significant work in your course, I am forced to drop you out of the class. It is mandated by the college. Excuse me, so I do not want you to get upset. Excuse me, let me get some water. You have to complete a certain amount of work. You have to get in there and do some assignments so the college will know that you are interacting in your course. If not, I have to drop you. So if you are a student out there that haven't completed your work, know this: I will be dropping you from my roster. Get in there, get the work done. The first week is the grace week. That means I know we're working through a lot of trials and tribulations. For the most part, a good 96% of you have already did what is needed. So you're good. You don't have to worry about anything. But I have a few stragglers out there that don't understand that at a certain point, if they haven't did their work, I have to get rid of them. People still emailing me about, hey, Professor Sistrunk, if we're using Nat Labs, I don't have an account yet. I done sent out multiple accounts. All of these other students are in there doing their work. You need to get in contact with me ASAP because, like I said before, and I'm going to piggyback on this, I have to do what the college mandates that I do. Remove you from my roster. So those two important things. Get in here, do an assignment. And if you don't have Net Labs or NetAcab, you need to get in contact with me. And stop emailing me. I'm consistently sending my telephone number out to people. This is the emergency situation. This is when you dial that number and say, hey, Professor, if I didn't catch you on the phone, here's my information. Call me at this time. I need to get in my class. So do that ASAP. The next thing I want to talk to you about is a couple of emails that students have emailed me, and I want to make sure I answer those emails because these are important emails, and I want to bring it to the student body instead of just a few people. I want to bring it to everybody. These emails are critically important, so I hope you really got some time and pay attention to it. And also, the way I'm doing my videos, I'm doing it on YouTube because I want to make sure I reach out. If you like what I'm doing, make a comment down there and hit the thumbs up because this is new to me. I'm an old fogey. This is new stuff. So I need to know I'm reaching out to you. So give me some comments and say, hey, Professor, you hitting it right on the mark. Or, hey, Professor, this is not helping me. And if it's not helping you, it gives me a chance to come up with other ideas. As professors, we try to come up with the best ways we can to reach out. You online, so we want to make sure we reach out to you and get you information. So give me a like or two, or just say, hey, Professor, it's working for me. Okay. Now in this session, like I said, I want to answer some emails, but I also want to actually, do some a lab in here or get a lab started. I am not going to be able to complete the whole lab because that would take forever, but I want to get it started. You as a student, you should know that you are in NetAcab. Now it's 3 vehicles you're working out of. And when I say vehicles, I'm talking about portals. You're working out of Ivory Learn. You're working out of NetAcab. And you're working out of Net Labs. 3 different vehicles. But you shouldn't have to go to Ivy Learn anymore. You should be staying focused inside of Net Labs and NetAcab. Now this is NetAcab, and here you have your syllabus. With your syllabus, you have your dates. And here's the first question. A student said to me, hey, Professor, I went inside of Net Labs and I went to the calendar feature and I didn't see anything. Well, if you go to the calendar feature and you don't see anything, guess what? If you click on syllabus and come down to the very bottom, Here's all of your labs right here, all of your packet tracers right here. So don't email me about stuff you should know. If you've been in NETI 105, you automatically know whether your calendar is showing or not. Down at the bottom of your syllabus, you have all your labs there. And I'm doing this from a student view. If you look down here at the bottom, you see that this is the student's view. This is not my view. This is the student's view. Also, so don't get caught up on a calendar. Get caught up on, hey, I can go down here at the bottom of my syllabus where it says course summary and start clicking. Now, if you don't see that in there because this is the actual class, then you have a much bigger problem and we need to talk, okay? Because you may not even be in my class, okay? So reach out. Here we go now. And on the side, you see, like I said earlier in the last session, you actually see your grade breakdown. You can come to modules and click on stuff, and you can actually go to assignments too. So as many places you can go get the work done. Listen, go get the work done. No excuses. A book everyone should read is called Extreme Ownership. I'm gonna send a copy of not a link, not a copy, but a outline of that book, Extreme Ownership. It's a powerful book, but it allows you to take ownership of what you're doing, so we don't have to hear an excuse. Okay, and if you don't like that I said excuse, well, that's life. Moving right along. Okay, now that we are in NetAcab, you know that you can go to your assignments and you can open up this lab. Now I'm gonna open this lab up because I am going to show you in here. Another student emailed me and said, hey, professor, I don't see the submit button. Okay, and a couple of the submit button wasn't there. So he emailed me a assignment. Don't email me an assignment. If you don't see something in here that you know should be in here, then email me and say, hey, professor, I'm trying to get my work in, but I don't see this particular device. And then what I'll do is email you back and say, oh, I corrected the issue. So in each and every one of these, when you go in here, you will see the submit button. This is how you upload your work to me. Make sure you do this. But don't email it to me because I can't grade you on it. I need to grade you in this portal so I can grade you correctly. So for that student who emailed me, now that button is in here, now upload it in the appropriate place. But please, students, don't email me your assignments. That don't make sense. Just tell me it's not working and I'll fix it. And if it's late, I'm gonna know it's late. So you don't even have to, I'm gonna look directly at the email and know it's late. But like I said, you have a grace period this first week. Come Sunday, everything must be in. Whatever you didn't get in the first week, and the second week, it has to be in, because that's when the true grade. If you notice, I haven't graded anything yet, and that's why, because I'm putting things off to make sure we get through these trying periods. At the beginning of every semester, we have this issue where people are not getting in accord with the class. They having issues. I had a student email me the other day and say, hey, professor, they just let me in your class. So things like that happen. Okay. Now, that is NetAcab. What assignments do I need you to send me? When you're doing packet tracer, listen to this carefully. In your packet tracer, you're going to have two documents when you complete it. One is going to be a PKA or a PKZ file. I need you to upload that so I can check it. I would pull one up now, but I don't want you to see some students' work. Another is just going to be a regular document that you're going to fill in. I need you to send me that so I can review that against what you did. That's packet tracer. When you're in NetLabs, I'm going to go to NetLabs. When you're in NetLabs, and I already started a project, it says request more time. Yeah, I want to request more time, okay? When you're in NetLabs, I need you to understand that in NetLabs, if you click on content, and everybody should know this already because they was in NETI 105. If you click on content, it's a document in there. I need the information in this document. When it asks you to do this question, you can type it in a Word document. You can copy and paste it and put it in a Word document. Put the title of the lab on there and upload that into. Don't email it to me. Upload that to me, or you can just simply fill this out in here. But I need this data. No excuses. And at the bottom of it, it has questions. And I'm going to compare these questions against what you have done. So I need that. Now, I don't need anything else because all the rest of your stuff will be in here in NetLabs. So that's what I need from you. Now, let me go back. 1. With packet tracers, I need the PKA or the PKZ file, whichever one you want to send up. And I need the document with that. In NetLabs, all I need is this document of questions that you answered in here. Whether you do it on the sheet of paper or whether you copy and paste it. I want to see what you wrote in here so I can compare that against what you actually have done in here. And just to be a little bit clear on this, I'm 11 minutes in. To be clear on this, I want to show you how you should be doing this, okay? The first thing is when you in NetLabs and you doing the lab, I'm not talking about packet trace, I'm just talking about NetLabs. Read the lab carefully. Remember, you are a Cisco student now and you trying to make sure you get deep in. This brings in the third question. The first question, the second question, here go the third question. The third question was from a student. The student emailed me and the student said, hey, professor, you know, I'm making this my career. I'm going to ad-lib a few words on that, but I'm making this my career. Do you think I should go to the campus and work on the real stuff, the real equipment? I often tell students this because I worked in the industry and I'm giving you the real view of the industry. In the industry, you will not have the opportunity to touch the real stuff unless you're a network technician that is assigned to the router or server room or the network room. If you're not that person, you're going to be sitting at a desk typing in commands, just like you pull up this here in NetLabs. You will be doing the same thing for an organization at a desk. Hopefully you'll get real skilled up and you'll be able to do this from home, but that's another conversation. But this is what you do. Netty 105 was the class that introduced you to the equipment. Once you got that equipment, you should have took pictures of it so you can put it on the wall and say, oh yeah, I'm configuring that port or I'm configuring that. Then after Netty 105, you should just be focusing on your commands, sitting down and focusing on your commands. And I'm going to give you a hack tip that'll make you really great at your commands. Write your commands out on a sheet of paper. And I know people like to type it out or all that. No, write it out on a sheet of paper. Because when you write them commands out, they're going to transform in your mind and make sure you remember it. And then as you write them out, then start typing them in. Get used to writing them commands out and say the command to yourself. Okay, I'm configuring T here. I'm putting in host name 1 here. Write them out and have you a stack of configurations that you wrote out. This is for router searching. This is for router 1 or this is lab this. So when you write out these particular commands, what will happen then is that it will lock in your mind and then you'll be able to visually see this. Now, a lot of students not going to do that. You know why they not going to do that? Because that's too much time. I just want to get the lab done. But if this is going to be your career, you have to know these commands. So sit down and write them out. And then when you get really good, title your sheet of paper the title of this and then do this. I'm going to give you a hack tip, another hack tip. Do this. Take the topology and the configuration and do the lab. Don't look at all of this. Don't look at that and do the lab. So the title was Configuring Basic Router Settings with iOS CLI. And then you have this topology. So draw this topology on your paper, make the necessary connections on the paper, write the title, and then just read this and do it and see how far you get. When you can get to the point where you can do all this without looking at it, you in networking. You got networking down. I was going to use the word, you got networking down, baby, but I forgot. I'm on video. Let me stop. But do that. Try to get these commands written out so you will know. You will really know. Write it on a sheet of paper. Then use your mind to type it in without looking at what you wrote down. It's going to take a while. But after a while, you're going to get so good at this that you're going to be amazing yourself. Them are hack tips. I'm telling you, try it. Watch how good you get. And that's the person who works in a network department and get promoted up because that person know what they doing. I'm 15 minutes into this video. So now you in here. You know what to do. So to that person, if you haven't went up to the campus and worked on Netty 105 in the Netty 105 class and went up there, do this. Go up there a few times, take a few pictures, and then stop going up there because that's all the experience you need. Now you need to know how to dig in and learn the commands. That's what you really want to know, because you're not gonna have access to that room unless you are a senior member in the networking department. Now, some organizations will let you go in there, but for the most part, we try to keep that a secure area, because if you go in there and damage the network, everybody's suffering. Okay, so I'm gonna send another video out in another couple of days, and I'm actually gonna do this entire lab in front of your eyes because you have already completed the lab, but I want to go through the lab just to show you other techniques that you should be working on. So let me check my questions, see if I have another question. Let me go over here. So that was one question there where a student wanted to know, should they go up to there? I got another one here. It says here, I hope you are doing well today. Yes, I am. I'm always doing good. I was starting the lab and noted in PKA. So yeah, I talked about the PKA file. I already covered that. Make sure you upload the PKA file. Now, I'm giving everybody a time to go back and check their work and upload it and, pretty much get it in, because the first and second week is my grace period. But come Sunday, I'm looking to see what you have done, and I am grading. You're going to see me grading hard. And if you have a problem with the grade I give you, just get in contact with me and we'll go over it. We'll just set up a Zoom session and walk through it. What else? As far as this first week presentation, the key things that I want to make sure that you are definitely working on in the first week, we had a session where we talked about all the different types of things and routers and switches and stuff like that. Not everything, just a few things, but the key concepts is making sure you understand the different things that you have to do with the routing and switching. You're gonna see me in our streaming sessions focusing more on the labs and the packet tracer. Theory is good. You can sit there and read all the theory in the world, but I want you to understand the commands and why we do the commands. Most professors, they go up to the board and they write out a bunch of theory and why you do this and that. The way I teach it is that we're going to actually do it, and you're going to see why these particular ports are important, why you put in these IP addresses. So we're going to take these labs and dissect it, and guess what? For a lot of you, I'm going to pull you to the side and I'm going to say, okay, it's your turn to demonstrate that lab. So I'm going to ask the student to do a lab. Now, if you don't do it, okay, but that's on you. Now, important things about the streaming meeting. We had a little issue in the streaming meeting, so this is the platform now. Make sure your AutoCam is working. Make sure your video camera is working. Make sure your auto is working too. Make sure you can talk to me, I can talk to you. You can see me, I can see you. Have that working. If you do not have that working when you log in on the streaming, then I'm going to have to pull you to the side. I'm going to have to send you one of them emails saying, hey, what's going on? We in the streaming. That means I should see you, you should see me. A student asked me a while back, hey, professor, do I need a camcorder for this? And I said, I'm going to wait and see how things turn out. Well, what turned out, a student put pictures of them in the pool. I don't know where that picture came from, but we're not going to have it. Everybody, I should see you. You should see me. You should see the other students. It's like being in the classroom, people. So let's step up and let's do it the right way. Fix your stuff. Today is Thursday, so you got into Monday to get your stuff. And if you can't get it done right, then simply go to one of the computer labs. They have that equipment there, and you can be able to use that. But if you don't want to show up on the streaming, that's okay too. Nothing is forced. I want you to do it because you enjoy it. So we're not forcing you to do anything, but I think it'll be a healthy class. I want to see some of you actually working on labs. I'm going to start off this week. I'm going to bring up a lab and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Why am I doing that? And I'm going to question you about a lab. Why are you connecting this? Why are we doing this and that? Because that's how you really learn the networking part. You have to know the commands. Theory is good, but in the real world, we don't deal with theory. We deal with practical application. Do the job. Okay, this is 21 minutes in on this video. On the next video, I'm gonna actually do this entire lab so you can see it. So this is Professor System checking out right now. If there are any questions you have to ask me, please get in contact with me. I know I've been kind of slow on getting emails back, but I'm making sure everyone is logged into our class. No excuses. This is totally on me, but you will see me emailing you back now. Any problems with the labs, let me know immediately, because I want to be able to fix the problem so you can get your work done. For the most part, all the other questions I dealt with, streaming, there was a thing. Okay, for the most part, all the other questions I dealt with. Remember, NetAccount, NetLabs. If you don't have an account, get in contact with me. When we have our streaming sessions on Monday, make sure your audio and your video work. So that means check it out before you show up to class. And for those of you who may say, well, Professor, I can't have my audio and video, you have a cell phone. So you can pull up your cell phone. Yeah, every one of y'all have a cell phone. That's all y'all do is stay on y'all cell phone. But pull up your cell phone and you can charm in to the class too. And if I ask you to do a lab, just say, hey, Professor, I'm on my cell phone. But don't try to trick me now. Don't be on the computer and say you're on your cell phone. This is Professor Sistrunk. I'm signing off. If you have any questions or anything, please reach out to me. And you should be receiving another video log around about Saturday. And this is when I'm actually gonna do this lab. So let's get busy, y'all. I'll see you in the next session.